What's up, y'all? How y'all doing today? Hey, Naya, 5 a.m. You're in Australia. Wow. You literally woke up just to watch. Hey, thank you. Thank you for the love, man. Let's exchange some good vibes, man. What's going on in life right now, y'all? Like, this is really cool. Get to exchange with you guys, like, in a more legit way. Let's see, 8 p.m. in Germany. Wow. Thank you, Hybrid Hero. Oh, you've been putting in work. Hey, everybody's popping on here. Let's see. It is all good today. So yeah, yesterday I was gonna do the goal checkup. But I was like, man, it'd be much cooler, right, if we did the goal checkup like one-on-one, so I can like look at you for real while look at your goals. Let's see. Soul Runner been feeling a little low today, but still going. Hey, I know that feel. Get you some nature, man. Go outside, get you some nature, get you some of them pure vibrations. It'll lift your mood. It'll lift you up a little bit. Decept. What's up, man? Good to see your words as well. It'd be real cool if I could see you guys. We got Keisha. What's up, Keisha? She's doing awesome. That's what's up. So what ideas you guys want to exchange today, man? I kind of came in just like an open book, you know, no expectations, no real direction. Just want to let things flow in the direction they're gonna flow, you know. So what's going on in y'all lives, man? What's going on? What's up, y'all? 11:11 a.m. there in Cali, California. You guys are 2 hours behind. Hey, 11:11, new beginnings. Mass numbers right there. Let's see. Been sick a few times a day. Why you change your name, bruh? Is that your name? That's your username. Naya said, okay, here's a question. What advice would you give your teenage self? I love that question, man. I give myself a whole lot of advice, man. I think, and it depends on like what teenage self you're talking about, because you know that those teenage years are, you know, it's a nice little period of time. I think the teenage me that I was when I was living with my parents, I would say utilize that time a lot more, you know. Utilize that time that you have with your parents, and that time where you don't have to, you know, necessarily work 40 hours a week at a job. Utilize that time that you don't have to, you know, provide every resource for yourself. Use that time. Somebody said there's a bit of an echo with your audio. Oh, maybe I can plug some headphones in then. Let me find some headphones. Is it like that for all of you guys? Do all of you guys hear a bit of an echo? Hey, what's up, y'all? This is so cool. Okay, let's see if I can find some headphones. One sec, y'all. These have a mic on them. It sounds better inside? Okay, cool. All right. I'm not sure these headphones would have worked anyway. They're kind of raggedy. Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna finish with that question that Naya asked me though. She said, "What advice would I give to my younger self?" And man, there's so many different directions I take this, but I would say use that time that you have with your parents, because one thing, as you get older, you begin to realize how precious time is. You know, now that I'm 23, got my own place, got a job, a few more responsibilities now. It's like time is a precious commodity in which everybody, once you start getting older, everybody starts pulling for it and asking for it. So while you're at home living with your parents and you have that, that time, use that time to develop skills, use that time to read books, use that time to, instill good mindset, a really good mindset. Read a lot of books, man. Books are powerful, and just utilize that time in whatever way feels good and feels smart to you. Because man, let me tell you, I wasted a lot of that time, and now that I'm older, I'm like, oh man, like I wish I would have known this. I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have instilled this habit or this. Just use it, and by the time you get to 23, 24, things will be so much easier for you, and you'll look around at people around you and be like, dang man, why are you struggling so hard? I mean, I get it, but it's it's not that hard. Somebody said you're a cutie. Hey, thank you. Mike, you think Mike thinks I'm a cutie. Hey, thanks bro, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Let's see. You have nice titties for a little boy. I think you on the wrong line. What you looking at? I think you accidentally messaged somebody else. What kind of questions? What kind of chats are you in? Sparta Chef, he gave a little bit of advice to Naya as well. I'd say to my young self, knowing what to do in your life is like living politely under control so you can better live the way you want. Somebody said, do I have a girlfriend? Let's see, Naya, your advice speaks to me on a spiritual level. I moved to my parents' house for various reasons, but I think I'm going to go back now. Oh, so you're already out of your parents' house. How old are you, Naya? Mike said, I'm married to the Bible. Amen, brother. Let's see. Okay, there's a lot of questions. Let's see. I'm going to go to this one real quick. Oh, Naya is 16. Oh, man, you're out of your parents' house at 16? Man, you're not playing around. Hey, that's awesome. Hey, but I would say utilize that time that you have, because you don't want to grow up too fast, man, because you have plenty of time to be older and independent. The time that you're going to be living with your parents is way shorter than the time in which you're going to be an adult living out, your life and your career, on your own. So just use that time. It's such a great time. Even though they may bind you and constrict you and project ideas and thoughts onto you, and once you live a certain way, that's okay. Take the exchange, and also use that time for what you want to do. I'm telling you, that time is precious. Okay, I'm gonna move on here. Somebody said, do they have any love advice? Where was that at? I saw that. I wanted to hit that one. But first, actually, somebody beat you. Sam, what is up, Sam? Sam said, advice for breaking bad habits and patterns. Yeah, I have a whole lot of advice for that, because, and here's something I want to share with you guys, man. Like, it's not like I'm some guru or somebody that has their life all the way together. I'm just, look, I struggle with bad habits and stuff, the same, and I'm just trying to figure it out myself, and I learned things along the way, but I have bad habits today, man, that I'm still trying to overcome. But I would say in life, man, wherever your attention goes, creative energy flows. So sometimes the best way to break a bad habit is to put all of your attention into the polar opposite. So say if you have the bad habit of sitting on the couch watching television when you should be doing something else, it's 5-second decisions that change our lives, So, while you're sitting on the couch, stop thinking and get up and go do the polar opposite. And sometimes you just got to replace those bad habits, and that's the only way. The only way sometimes is just to put that attention into not the fact that I have a crappy habit, but to put that attention into the, a different direction. Put that attention into, like, the gym. The gym is, to me, one of the best ways to just get everything else in your life aligned, because it just cleans and purifies your vibration. Exercise does that. Oh, look at all these questions. This is crazy. My brain is just like, I want to answer all of them at once. Let's see. Hold on. Okay. Let's see. Somebody. No, we can't get married. No, we cannot. There was a question up here somewhere. Oh my goodness. Flying Goat said, what do you do when you're having a bad day? You seem so happy all the time. I'm jealous. Yo, let me tell you something. I have crappy days all the time. Being spiritual is not about being happy-go-lucky and positive all the time. I mean, it's part of life. One thing that I've learned is when you look at mountains and you look at, peaks in life, there's oftentimes a valley. It's kind of like a heartbeat, or like the brain waves, like it's the nature of life for this thing to happen where we're going, in this direction. So I have crappy days all the time, man, but, you have to be able to, I think it's all about what you're focusing on in life. One thing I've realized is, like, those low moments that I have, they're all I create them. And I find that those days that I have that are crappy begin to happen less frequently when I stop focusing on all the crappy things. It's just a matter of focus. And that's what, here's an audio that all of you guys need to listen to. It's called Your Wish is Your Command. One of the best audios I've ever listened to on the law of attraction. And it explains how you line everything up in your life. Everything that you experience, you may not know it, but you're playing a part in that coming into your experience. And that audio does an excellent job describing why we have the crappy days we have, and why we have the good days we have, and why we have the crappy things coming into our experience, and why we have the good things coming into our experience. And to make it as simple as possible, it's all about what you focus on. Let's see. The audio is on YouTube. It's a playlist. In fact, I'll put up. I wonder if I can put up a link. Can I put up a link on here? Yeah, I can put the link in the chat. Hold on one second, guys. I'm about to put the link up. Oh snap! Is that echo still there? That's weird. I think I have two live streams going at once. Okay. Hold on one sec, guys. Your wish is your command. I'm grabbing this playlist for you guys. Seriously, one of the best audios I've ever listened to. Okay. I am dropping it below right now. So you guys go ahead and copy that and listen to that. It's awesome. Deanna! She said, I was waiting 3 hours for this. Hey, what is up? I appreciate all your love, man. Like, you guys don't understand, but you play a huge role in the progress I've made in life, man. Like, you've played such a huge role in, my evolution. And I'm so grateful to all you guys. I really am, man, because you guys have helped, give me a sense of direction, and you've helped me just get my life aligned, Like, one thing in life is I've learned Tony Robbins said this. He says the secret to living is giving. And you guys give me an opportunity to give from, you know, from the heart, from the mind. You give me an opportunity to pass on lessons I've learned, and I'm grateful for it. So, Deanna, thank you. Okay, so let's moving on. Let's see. Yo, Gordon, ghetto town fat boy. So he said, how do you deal with regret? He said, I regret not doing a lot of things in my life so far. You deal with regret by doing shit. I mean, it's probably not the answer you're looking for, but you deal with regret by doing stuff, man. Like, just, you know, this may sound negative, this may sound cynical, but, you know, a lot of people hold themselves back in life because they fear what the outcome may be. But the ultimate outcome is one day we're all going to die. It sounds kind of negative and scary, like, oh, but I mean, at the end of the day, you know, this life thing is temporary. So I rather take risk and screw things up, you know, because I know I'll learn from that. I know I'll grow from that. And I know that failure will give me wisdom and knowledge so that I know what direction to go on from there. But, you know, I'd rather take risk and screw things up and have, you know, get embarrassed or whatever it is. I'd rather experience that than go throughout my life and do exactly what you just said, regret, man. Because, I mean, you know what regret feels like. You said you regret some things so far, and how does that feel? How does that feel to regret something? How does that feel to regret something you know you should have done? Doesn't feel good. So, you know, really meditate on that feeling and ask yourself, do you want to feel that again and again and again? And as you continue to pass on opportunities, that regret will get bigger and bigger and bigger, and it will at some point get to be unbearable. And I can't imagine being an old man, you know, one day, I can't imagine getting to that place, you know, where I'm an old man and I look back on all these things in my life in which I regret because I didn't do anything. So just do stuff, man. Like, just screw it. Like, screw it. that Mike is a character. It's a character. Okay, let's see who else we got on here. And if and guys, if you asked a question a while ago and I missed it, just re-ask it, because there's a lot of like questions popping up over and over again, so it's hard to keep up. Ooh, Alexander Lund, I love this question, yo. He said, hey GX, how can I attract my tribe, people who are similar to myself? I'll tell you how to do that, because I've done it. One thing I don't get to like really share with you guys here, but here in my hometown, I started a big group called STLTO, and it stands for Spread the Love to Others, or it stands for Spread That Lifestyle to Others, or it stands for Spread the Light to Others. And there's about a good 20 to 50 people who are actively engaged in this group. But what we do is, you know, we encourage each other, we hold each other accountable, we travel. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen I've been on a few trips over the last year. We travel, we have a lot of fun together. But I'll tell you how I attracted this awesome group of people. You know, and this also goes with, somebody asked about how do you find love. I think it also goes hand in hand with that. You attract your tribe by your vibe, what you're putting out there. You have to completely embody who you are, man. And I know that's a very difficult thing to do. And, you know, I struggle with it sometimes, because life, you know, society is always trying to tell you who you should be, who you are, and how you should act, how you should behave. But the way you attract people that are truly meant to be in your life is when you're true to yourself. Because when you're true to yourself, when people see you and they don't like you because you're, because of, who they see you are right there in that moment, that means they weren't meant for you. You know what I'm saying? And when people see you and they interact with you and you're being 100% real, then, there's no getting to know each other. It's like you can tell energy don't lie. You can tell who somebody is in a split second by their vibration, by their vibe, by their eye contact, by the tone of their voice. You can tell who they are like that, and it's part of our intuitive, psychic nature. And so people can also tell when you're not being true to yourself, when you're not, putting out your truth. And when you're not embodying that, how are you going to attract anybody that, also has that same energy? Your energy is magnetic. I want all of you right now to realize that your thoughts and your emotions are magnetic, literally magnetic. And it's so true when you think about it. And just like, I wish I had my magnets. I have these two hematite balls, and when you put them close together, all of a sudden they go and they come together. There's this force, there's this invisible force that brings these balls, these magnetic balls together. And it's like, you can't see that. But same thing with emotions and thoughts. You can't see them, but man, they have that same energetic property to them. But fear and doubt weaken the attraction. So kind of, I hope that you vibe with that. Does that make sense? Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna give all y'all get some more love here. Thanks, Mike, for the love, brother. I'm happy the videos inspire you, man, and bring out the best in you. They inspire me too. It's funny, these videos. It's funny. I make these videos, but really more than anything, it's like I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to myself in these videos. Like, it's cool. It's not like I'm giving advice to other people with the pure intention of doing that. But sometimes it's just like a note to self. So they help me out too. So I'm happy we can grow together. Somebody asked me, why did I cut my hair? I saw that. Where was that at? I cut my hair because it was falling out. It was a mixture of stress and a mixture of my genes. Yeah, my pops, his hairline's receded, has balding and stuff. I'm gonna see if I can get around it somehow, because I like having hair, man. But let's see. What do you? Oh yeah, that was Pierre 333. What's up? What's up, fam? Naya asked another question. She said, "What's the most important life lesson you've learned so far? Something you wish you've always known?" Man, that's so hard, man. I think it's an accumulation of lessons I've learned, and I say one of the biggest things to see to it that you learn a lot is you always take the position of the student. Always take the position of the student. Always be open to learning from whoever it is that you come across, because you do that and you're going to learn the most lessons. You're going to learn multiple lessons. It's important to have one powerful life lesson, but shoot, I'll take 100 powerful life lessons over one. But the only way I'll be able to take those 100 powerful life lessons is if I open myself up if I humble myself and to just absorb from people. I share a lot of ideas, and I think, ideas that are pretty useful. I would say I know a lot of good stuff, but if you met me in person, like people that I work with or people that I just, I see on a day-to-day basis, I'm not always talking like this. I'm not always putting out, philosophies and ideas, and I'm much more carefree, you know what I'm saying? Like in person, day-to-day, I'm just silly. I kick it, I have fun, and I'm not always, preaching. I don't do that outside of YouTube. And that's because when I'm not on YouTube, I'm more so absorbing. I'm more so learning, observing, and, analyzing and seeing what I can, learn from my experiences. So I think that's probably one of the most important life lessons is always be open and just always humble yourself and take the position of the student, because you'll just learn a whole lot that way. Let's see. Okay, let's see. We got some more. Haha! Man, I really want to make a video on it, but I don't think it's quite the time. But somebody said, have you ever taken a psychedelic like mushrooms or LSD? And I will say I have. Should I tell the story? I'll wait for another day, but I'll just leave it at this. I have a lot of positive things to say about those things, and I also have some not some negative things to say about those, but I have some things you should be aware of, some things you should be wary of. If you're going to utilize psychedelics, be in a good environment, be around good vibes, and be smart about it. They're a very, very powerful tools that can expand your consciousness, but you can hurt yourself if you take too much. Educate yourself on them before you utilize them. I'll tell the story someday, but I'm gonna wait a little bit. My intuition says wait a little bit. Let's see. Wow. Okay. Billy said, I tend to dwell on negative thoughts of past and future. Should I address these and attempt to make them positive, or should I try to keep my mind in the present to stay happy? Well, I'll tell you one thing. Anything that you perceive as negative in your past, deal with them. I mean, look at them up and down. Look those demons in the face. The things that, whatever it is that you feel that's hindering your progress that happened in the past, look at them, because there's a lesson there that you were supposed to learn. And on the deepest level, you're going to keep pestering yourself until you learn that lesson from that past thing that happened. So, learn from it, absorb it, look at it, take from it. And, if it's something that you feel like you've learned from, but you still can't get over, that's when bioenergetics and therapy comes into the play. If you had traumatic experiences, one thing that a lot of us don't quite realize is, our brains and our memories and our memories and all of our thought patterns, they also run through our nervous system in our body. So a lot of the time, those negative things that happen to you, those traumatic experiences that happened in the past, are just simply stuck in your nervous system. They're stuck in your body, and you have to exercise those demons. You have to breathe them out. You have to shake. If you ever look at those movies, those scary movies where somebody is possessed by a demon and they're like, ah! And they're freaking out and they're and they're screaming and shaking. I'll put a link into the description box somewhere. You guys should study Elliot Holst and bioenergetics. I've learned a lot from that, and it's given me the ability to let go. But letting go isn't something that you do with just your mind. It's also something that you do with your body, in my opinion. A lot of things just get stuck in your body, literally in your body. And so I would say look up Elliot Holst and bioenergetics. I'll spell it bioenergetics. Elliot Holst. I always talk about him. Played a big role in my development. No brain slave no more. I spelled more wrong, but I typed it in so you guys can look that stuff up later. Okay, a lot of questions. Let me move on here, try to get everybody in. Let's see. Do you know? Let's see. I'm looking at these thoughts. And Billy, did that help, man? Let me know if that helped in the comments. If I answer one of your questions, guys, let me know what you think, and so I can make sure I hit it for you. Yeah, and Deanna, it's funny that you say that. My vision is I want to bring all of us together, and I have a way to do that, but it's gonna be some time before I launch that way to do that. I got a game plan, make sure I do it properly, but I have a really cool way to bring all of us together so that we can kind of I've been traveling a lot in the last year, and I want to go on trips with you guys. I want to kick it with you guys, and have some fun and be human beings, and just exchange on a down to earth level. So. Put some intentions out there, guys. Do this with me whenever you get a chance. Maybe next time I go live, we can take a good minute or two to put some intentions out. To kind of bring us together, and so we can manifest some things in our lives. So let's see. Let's see. Any advice on teaching a 4-year-old girl to meditate? She became obsessed with out of nowhere. T-Raw, the advice I would give for teaching a 4-year-old to meditate is to let them see you do it all the time. One thing about human beings is we're monkey see, monkey do kind of creatures. Monkey see, monkey do, especially when you're a child. You can't really tell them what to do. You can't really, because they don't know words like that. They haven't, words haven't really sunk into their mind the way they have for us as, 20, 15, 16, 17, however old you are. For kids, it's monkey see, monkey do. For example, my little brother, when I was living at home, he was really into push-ups and sit-ups and fitness. Why? Because he always saw me doing push-ups and pull-ups and sit-ups and taking care of my body. He saw me eating healthy. So what did he do? He copied me. Monkey see, monkey do. And so if you want your 4-year-old girl to meditate, the best way you teach her is, do it. And you can say words and give her verbal instructions, but really just to do it with her. And she'll learn that way the best. I think, honestly, if you want to teach anybody, it doesn't matter how old they are, people really don't pay attention and listen to you until they see that you're doing it. So let's see. Let me keep. So I hope does that help? Let's see. Let me try to start Lucid Dreaming. Do you know of the phase of one life known as a dark night of this? Moon Buddy, I don't know quite what you're referring to right there. You should send me some information on it, and I'll do some more research. Let's see. Do you know of the phase of one's life known as a dark night? Yeah, I don't know. I don't quite know what you mean by that. But elaborate a little bit, and I'll try to give you some ideas. Somebody said, "Should we leave Earth?" I don't think we should leave Earth. I mean, I think the better question is, can we leave Earth? It's not a matter of should we leave Earth. It's like, is that actually possible? Is that actually a practical thing that's going to happen for the majority of people here on Earth? I think it's more practical for us to change our lifestyles here on Earth than it is to get everybody to leave Earth, and because all that takes resources, and that takes a unity and a cooperation with each other that I think that human beings aren't evolved mentally, emotionally, spiritually. We're not connected enough for all of us to really aid each other in the leaving of Earth. I think a lot of people get left behind that aren't the elite. So I think it's more practical for us to utilize the internet, spread the right kind of energies to each other, and and begin to collectively shift our mindset. So, what would you think about that? Let me hear what you got to do. Okay, let's see. Spencer G said, Gordon, what is your honest opinion about what astral projection is? is this real in the sense that things we observe are proof of something else out there, or is it simply an experience? So I think a lot of you guys probably like this question and like this answer. I think it's all real, man. I think everything that you can perceive is real. I mean, in my opinion, all of this is a dream. Oh, wow, look, 44 people are watching, and I looked at the clock, and it's 1:44. Alignment. Okay, but I think this is all a dream, man, and human beings are, you know, special creatures because we have the ability to pick up on all of these different things going on, you know, like it's really just, once again, it's whatever you can focus on. I think it's real, you know, like who says my dreams aren't real? You know, I perceive them, I experience them, you know, all of my senses are engaged the same way they're engaged here in this physical life here right now. Like they're, you know, how can I put this on? Let me read the question again, because this is a, you know, I think it's real, man. I think if it exists, it exists. That's something that came to me a while back. You know, if it exists, it exists. And, you know, I can't hear your thoughts specifically. I can feel your vibes, but I can't hear your thoughts. I can't see your thoughts. So how can I say that your thoughts are real? You know, and how can I say they're not real? You know your thoughts are real. You can feel and hear your thoughts, and they're very real to you. But to me, your thoughts are non-existent. So, you know, the same thing exists in that dynamic when it comes to dreaming, when it comes to astral projection. You know, I can't tell you if astral projection is real for you. I can tell you that it's real for me because this is not something that I can quantify. It's not something I can, you know, put on a screen for you to watch. It's not something that, you know, I can give to you. Like, you know, these keys, I can put this in your hand and you can observe these keys with me and say, wow, these keys are a real thing. I can't do that with astral projection. I can't do that. I never will, at least to my knowledge, I never will be able to do that. So what's more important is not saying, is this a real thing? You know, what's more important is finding the realness in there for yourself. Because for me and for many other people, obviously, it's a very real thing. You know, it's something that I've experienced. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen a few videos of mine on my astral projection experiences, and I've had some crazy experiences, man. I've had some experiences that, you know, I cannot possibly say I imagined that. You know, I've had experiences that were just as real as this. So, you know, and I think in order to astral project and to be able to do those things, you have to be in a certain place in your life. You know, and I think a lot of you guys are beginning to ask about astral projection, lucid dreaming. So, you know, one thing I'll touch on before I move on about astral projection, lucid dreaming is I think you know, if your goal right now is to astral project, if your goal is to have an out of body experience, then you have to have a certain lifestyle built around that. You know, certain lifestyles make it possible for you to achieve certain goals. The lifestyle of a famous Hollywood actor like The Rock or something, right? His lifestyle, say if his goal is to produce 3 blockbuster movies this year, right? If his goal is to produce 3 blockbuster movies this year, his lifestyle is going to have to reflect that of a person who can get that goal accomplished. It's going to look very different than, say, if I want to be a bodybuilder. My lifestyle is going to look very different as a bodybuilder trying to get swole and put on weight than it would be for that, you know, for that Hollywood actor. The same thing exists for somebody who's trying to achieve a high level of psychic ability, such as astral projection. Your lifestyle is going to have to look a certain way. Now, what does that lifestyle look like? It looks like a whole lot of meditation, a whole lot of detachment. You're going to have to do a lot of soul searching and let go of a lot of fear, a lot of doubt, a lot of doubt. Doubt is the biggest enemy to any goal you have. Anything that you can imagine, you know, a quote, you know, anything that the mind of human can conceive and bring itself to believe it can achieve. Done. Period. Period. Anything the human being, the human mind can conceive and bring itself to believe it can achieve. Period. Done. So, you know, it's just a matter of getting that middle part, that belief high. So I think that has, but only you have to have the right lifestyle that will support your beliefs, and will support your energy so that you can put enough energy into that belief and things of that nature. What do you guys think about that? What y'all think about that? Let's see. I'm gonna move on here. I'll come back to that. Hey Gordon, what do you do? This is Tarlis. What do I do for a living, if you don't mind me asking? Right now, what I do, I wait tables part-time at Fleming's Steakhouse. It's a fancy fine dining restaurant. I'm a server there. You know, it's really fancy. Like, people will spend literally $50 on a steak there. I mean, I never do that. People spend a good, you know, I mean, for two people to come eat there, on average, it's about $150 to $200. So it's a really fancy restaurant. I'm blessed to have that job because it pays good and it allows me to, you know, it gives me a lot of time to be able to put into my passions. Do I want to do it much longer? Who wants to have a job for much longer? But that's what I do for now. My dream is to be able to do this full time, you know, to engage and you know, evolve with you guys. So that's my dream. So, you know, hopefully in the next year or two, you know, that'd be possible, but need a little help doing that, you know. So Flying Ghost said, would you ever go back into the sensory deprivation tank? I thought about it. What would happen if you had a lucid dream while in the tank? Yo. Okay, so I just recently made a video, and the video is called my easiest out-of-body experience I've ever had. It's something along those lines, but I don't know what the title's going to be yet. But pretty much, I had a short mini out-of-body experience while in the sensory deprivation tank. And guys, when I get my money right, I'm doing that at least once or twice a week. That sensory deprivation tank has so many benefits. It is unbelievable. I don't know if you've ever listened to Joe Rogan or have heard of him, but I recommend, type in Joe Rogan float tank. And he talks about his experiences in the float tanks, and it's an incredible tool for personal development. And you know, you'll have a psychedelic experience from that. If you go into the sensory deprivation tank with, you know, enough. If you relieve yourself, you know, you go into it calm already. Like when I went, I could have had a much better experience than I had, but I went in really stressed out because I was like, I was just having an off day, and I missed like 3 exits on the way to the highway. I mean, on the way there. So it added a whole 20 minutes to my trip. I was 20 minutes late for my appointment. I was all riled up, like, I just want to float. And so when I got there, my heart rate and everything, I was really of this world instead of in this world. And it made it a lot more, it made it very difficult for me to let go and float off into the you know, it made it very difficult for me to let go. So, but go into do it. I recommend all you guys try it out, man, because you will have some kind of psychedelic experience from it if you go into it relaxed. Maybe get a massage beforehand, do some yoga beforehand, meditate beforehand, stretch beforehand, and when you get into the tank, it'll be that much easier for you to blast off, man. It's an incredible thing. So okay, let's see. Soul Runner said, how do you keep yourself determined and motivated if you have to spend a long time on one task? Being an artist myself, I often find myself getting sidetracked and distracted during art sessions. You know, I think that's a relative question. It depends on the individual, you know, like for me, like I've been making YouTube videos for 3 years, right? 3 or 4 years. In fact, I had a channel before this one. A lot of you guys don't know I had a channel before this one that just didn't go anywhere, and I ended up making a new account. But I've been doing this for a long time now, and you know, I made great progress. But you know, I still have you know, a level in which I like to hit here that, you know, I'm just not there yet. And so the way I personally, you know, keep myself determined and motivated is through a number of things. First of all, I keep my body, my mind feeling good. You know, one thing that makes, if you just feel good in your body, man, if you feel good in your mind, a lot of things just happen. A lot of the things you desire, you can do at a higher level. You know, if you feel good, you can do things at a higher level. You can speak at a higher level. You can think at a higher level. You can accomplish tasks at a faster speed when you feel good. And when I say feel good, you know, I mean you feel healthy. You know, you're grateful for your existence. You know, you just have to feel good, man. When you feel good, everything is so much easier. So that's one thing that helps me stay on the line. But I do find myself becoming unmotivated from time to time. Maybe I slipped and ate a bunch of crappy food. Maybe I slipped and spoke some things into existence that I shouldn't have. You know, maybe I slipped and, you know, whatever it may be. Maybe I slipped and I have shifted myself into a place in which I don't feel that good and I become unmotivated. I lost train of thought. But long story short, man, you know, just feeling good makes everything go by smoother. So, you know, what can you do in your life to make yourself feel a bit better in your body and in your mind? And then also just, you have to remind yourself, why are you doing this? You know, if you're truly passionate about something and you love it, if you love it, you will not have to keep yourself motivated. You know, I love this, man. I love what I do. I love doing this. So to me, it's not very difficult for me to stay motivated and focused on doing this, no matter how long it's going to take, because I love doing it. So, you know, plain and simple, you know, whatever it is in your life that you're doing, make sure you love it, because it will not seem like work to you, and it will just be effortless. It'll come to you naturally. Okay, let's see. Okay, somebody said, hey, Yoon Deku, he said, hey Gordon, I have 24/7 muscle twitches and sometimes pain in my body. Is it possible for me to still meditate with these distractions? Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I can't, I'm not in your shoes, so I don't know what it's like to have those muscle twitches and pains in your body, but are those something that, is it something that you can heal? Is it something that is you know, can you redirect that experience? Is that an experience that you can detach from mentally? Are the twitches so bad that you can't help but to focus on it? Is there any therapy you can undergo that will alleviate those muscle twitches? Will exercise help? Do you exercise? Sometimes, I mean, you might have to do some rewiring in your nervous system. I don't know how deep it goes. So maybe that's something. Maybe that's a conversation that we can have more one-on-one and exchange a little bit more. Deanna Baldwin, do you watch Infinite Waters videos? I've watched a few of his videos. I haven't watched a whole lot of them though. Probably should though. I've watched him. He has great videos. He has great content, but sometimes when you fall into the role of being a content creator, you know, the consumption of other people's content slows down because so much content is coming through you. You know, so there's a lot of content that comes through me, and you know, once again, time is precious. Time is a precious commodity. So sometimes, you know, that time that sometimes I'll be watching a video and 30 seconds in, I'm like, oh, I gotta stop, and I have to go make a video because it sparked something in me. So at this stage of my life, not really. Maybe in the wintertime when I go into that hibernation mode and absorption mode, I might watch a few of them. Moon Buddy, hey, yeah. Thank you for engaging with them. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, they're talking down. Okay, cool. Let's see. Have I used lucid dreaming to practice skills before? You know what's funny? I haven't really used lucid dreaming to practice skills, But one thing that lucid dreaming or dreaming in general has done for me is like I'm big into music. I love music, and one day I'm putting intentions. Maybe one day down the road I'll make some music, you know. And man, I swear, in dreams I have the sickest freestyles, man. Like let me tell you. So sometimes more so than practicing skills, I think dreams oftentimes just bring me a lot of inspiration. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Sorry, guys. A lot of questions popping up. I'm like, where do I go? Which direction do I go? Okay. Very welcome, Decept. Much love to you, brother. Let's see. Y'all funny. Okay, let's see. Let me just pick something. Deanna said, "Do I have a vision board?" Yeah, I currently I do not, man. I have not pictures on my wall, but I have a lot of words. I have like a lot of sticky notes. I have a big white paper that I just write down goals on. So I have my goals written up all over the walls of my room, but I don't have a vision board. I would like to create a vision board. I think that'd be awesome, man, because the human mind really works in terms of pictures. So seeing those pictures every day would probably do a lot of good stuff for me. So I probably should create one. I just haven't done it yet. So okay, here's a good question, Miss Marty Rock. How can you stay in peace if you have a stressful job? Man, that's my mind wants to go in several different directions with that, but one thought I will share is, you are not your job. So, keep that in the back of your mind as you go through, that journey. You're not your job, and you're there at your job for one reason and one reason only, and that is to get that money so you can pay bills and so you can feed yourself. So, I stay pretty detached from all that stuff at work. Like, even though things get annoying sometimes, I get over it very quickly because, I'm there for one reason, and that's to get my money, So I get very detached from that, but I do absorb energy while I'm at work. Because it is high pace. It's a lot of different energies, a lot of different people's energies that I interact with, and I'm an empath. I can feel people's thoughts. I can feel people's auras. I can feel right into them and know what's going on in their life. And sometimes when you're doing that, you take on that energy for your own, and it kind of confuses you, or it seeps into your nervous system, and then you take it home with you, and that's once again where bioenergetics comes into play. I'll do breathing techniques. Y'all, here's a question. When's the last time you guys have let out a good scream? That is one of the best ways to clear, in my opinion, clear my chakras, clear my energy body. Vibration, man. Vibration is such a powerful thing. Let out that noise. If there's a certain feeling and you can sense there's a noise associated with it, let that noise out, because it will carry with it the vibration that's trapped in your body associated with that pitch, with that noise that you're letting out. Singing also helps. Singing is awesome. I sing all the time. It helps a lot. So let's see. Okay, what else? Let's see. So many questions on here. Let's see, we don't have. Okay, sorry guys, trying to see where I left off. It keeps changing on me. So Mitch, she said, hey, I thought I'd stop by and say hi. I'd ask you a question, but I can't think of one at the time. So hey, it's cool, man. Thanks for coming and sharing some vibes, man. Appreciate you. How's those goals coming? How's the film stuff? I remember, man. How's the film stuff coming along? Let's see. Oh, okay. So DCEP said, do you have any breathing techniques for meditation? Anyone? I don't know if you guys saw the video I recently posted called the cold meditation. Do that. It's challenging. It's going to require a little bit of mental energy and effort, but it will force you to get in touch with your breathing. It will force you to, become more observant of your breath and, just gain a little more control over the breathing, and it'll just heighten your relationship with it. So that's one thing I do to elevate my breathe. Like, that's a great breathing technique, great meditation. So try the cold meditation out. Wim Hof method. If you haven't, I'll type it below here. Wim Hof, or I think it's Wim Hof. Type it below so you guys can see it, the name. Look him up. He also goes by the Iceman, and he's this guy that goes in these extreme temperatures in nature, and he's able to maintain peace. He's able to maintain control over his autonomic nervous system through his breathing. He's able to maintain a certain body temperature in freezing cold temperatures just through his breathing. And that shows you the power of breath. And I found that it works. It works very well. Hence the cold meditation that I was doing. It works very well, man. And I think that those breathing techniques that he shares affects your life in many, many ways. So check out Wim Hof, Decept. You can include some background music while streaming. I thought about that earlier, man. On my phone at though. Put a little what y'all like? What music y'all like? What kind of music I listen to? Let's see. How do you clear a cloudy mind fast? Like, I know meditation will help, but I don't have time for that. Ghetto Town Fat Boy. Take a cold shower, bro. Cold shower will clear your mind instantly. Instantly, it will clear your mind and bring some mental clarity and sharpness to you, man. If you don't have time for it, a cold shower doesn't take anything but 15, 20, 30 seconds. It's uncomfortable. Breathe through it, but it will sharpen and clear your mind, bro. I guarantee you. Guarantee it. Let's see. I always wanted to. The time. I love the conversations you guys are having in here. Let's see. Let's go. Let's get. Somebody said, let's get off work talk. Have you watched Breaking Bad? What? That's random. Let's see. Okay, dang. Okay. Tips on increasing pain tolerance. Yes. Exercise, man. Exercise, intense exercise. Go join a CrossFit gym. Take cold showers. Cold showers, huge, man. They're a staple in my day. They're a staple in my life, man. Cold showers. Cold showers increase that pain tolerance. Yeah, somebody just vouched for it. Said cold showers have made me feel less depressed quickly and more alive. Been doing them for a week now. So, Tom Jones has the same experience. Cold showers are so freaking huge. And I think it you can look at, one thing I'll do oftentimes as well is I'll go from cold to hot in the shower. Cold to hot, cold to hot. And in doing so, it's like switching from yin to yang. It's weird, man. And switching from yin to yang back and forth like that brings you to a state of balance. So you don't have to think your way there. That stimulation from the cold and hot water is almost like a shortcut to bringing your mind and body into balance, because it's just a quick way to go from yin to yang. It's a quick way to shift energy. I'll notice that when I take a cold shower, the energy in my mind and my body would go like this. But when I take a hot shower, my energy would go to this. And in switching back and forth to those, it's like something subconscious, something unconscious happens that brings me into this state of balance in which I'm right smack dab in the middle of yin and yang. I don't know if that makes sense, but try it out, and I think you'll be able to vibe with what I'm saying. on another level. Let's see. Wim Hof is awesome. Not to be. Yeah, man, I got that. Man, I'm hungry. I haven't ate today yet. That's kind of bad. Not really. Food is annoying sometimes, isn't it? Let's see. Let's see. Some stuff. Okay. I am 23 years old. Yeah, I know people at my job think I'm like 30. It's weird. Somebody said, take off the glasses and look to the side real quick. You kind of like LeBron James. What about now? Y'all, I can make some ugly faces, man. Think about making a video called the Face Challenge, where I expose like 10 really crazy faces and challenge you to do it. What you guys think? You think I should do that? Face Challenge. Let's see. This one right here. I feel like this one to get deep right here. I just started talking to Amber mom said, I just started talking to my father after 4 years. Tips on how to grow our relationship again. He just feels like an inconvenience, and it's just so damn awkward. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Why is it awkward? What is the elephant in the room that you two aren't directly addressing? There's an elephant in the room that you two aren't directly addressing, and so I think that that may cause some, may cause energies to be misaligned. So, be real as possible, man. One thing I believe in just being blunt with people. Like, it's a very uncomfortable thing to do, but especially when they're close to you, be blunt, be straight up. Sometimes it's funny. You can get away with saying the craziest things if you're smiling. It's like, man, why you being such a piece of shit all the time? Why you being such a piece of, and you just smile, So just, I would say, just address the elephant in the room. One thing about truth, man, is like, and this is something I think a lot of you guys can vibe with, man, is, in your life right now, if things are kind of foggy, kind of hazy to you, things are kind of misaligned and you don't know why, there's probably some truth in your life that you're not embracing and not representing, not speaking, not acting on. And when that happens is when you fail to act or speak on that truth, things get hazy, things get tangled up and weird. But often, what I find is oftentimes, when you do bring, truth to the table in a way in which you were previously afraid to do, it's like imagine this whole room I'm in is smoky right now, and I take a leaf blower, and I walk into this room and I start blowing all the smoke, right? All that smoke will just vanish and things will become clear very quickly. And truth works that way. When you act on truth, when you speak your truth, things just get untangled very quickly. Now, when things become clear and they detangle themselves, you may experience some real uncomfortable things. You may experience a lot of pain, but it will save you time in the long run. And I think it'll just help things. I mean, you want to be wise, of course, with the way you share your truth, but wise, not fearful. So, yeah. Address the elephant in the room. What is that? Does that resonate with you, Amber? Unlost said, why would you ever need to increase your pain tolerance? I know some of you guys probably heard me talk about that a minute ago, but, I mean, it just depends on you. It's a relative thing. Some people live in environments where, pain is part of life. It's much more present in one's life than it is in another person's life. And so, some people need that pain tolerance, man. I've been through some crappy things in my life that definitely require me to be resilient. You know, pain tolerance, just look at pain tolerance as another word for resilience. You know, being able to bounce back, being able to, you know, I mean, you know, not saying, you know, completely ignore the pain or not to feel it, but, you know, what I'm saying is just be able to deal with pain, be able to deal with painful situations. Because I mean, life is painful, man. A lot of you know, things happen in life, you know, and you got to be able to be strong enough to deal with them, and you know, just okay enough in your mind. You have to have the right mindset to be able to deal with stuff like that. You know, I mean, you know, I have some things that I would, you know, reveal about my past that were very painful to me, but it's not my business to put out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I would share some things, but I don't want to put, you know, certain people on blast, you know, that are my family and this and that. But I've been through some painful stuff, man, and everybody has. And after experiencing that type of pain, and it just teaches you that, like, okay, let me just make sure I'm prepared, you know, and not so much like, you know, so if something that does happen, you don't just like crumble underneath the pressure of it. It's like you can, you know, assess, move forward in a way in which you can still get the most out of life. So let's see. Let's see. Let me check out. Hey, thanks for the happy birthday to my pops. Yeah, Hybrid Hero, yeah. Today's my pop's birthday. He's 50 today. Holy crap. 50 years old, man. I'm gonna go kick it with him in a little bit, and you know, I think I want to take him to a sensory deprivation tank for his birthday. I see if he's free. I might take him to that and see what his experience is like. That'd be cool. He's never really experienced anything, I don't think, in such a deep meditative way. So that'd be like a paradigm shift for him. Yeah, thanks. Why you changed my name, bro? Thanks. Yeah, appreciate it, bro. Big 5-0 today. He said, T. Ross said, any experiences with entities teaching you things in the astral realm? It's funny. I have had experiences with it, but oftentimes I forget, man. I wake up and I don't have the memory of it, which is funny. But I'll have a feeling that I can refer to that has an energetic lesson in there versus a verbal lesson, if that makes sense. Sometimes lessons in life are more energetic than they are verbal, you know, and but sometimes I'll wake up, man, when I was going through, you know, shifts in my life and becoming a much more spiritual person, a little more aware of energy. When I first started going down this path, when I first started making YouTube videos and sharing those type of lessons and ideas, I would wake up in the middle of the night with ideas just coming to me. I'd be turning over in my sleep and like, oh, you attract what you think, you know, like, but it's not like I read it somewhere and that's like a bad example, but, you know, just like little bitty dope quotes would come to my, little bitty seeds would somehow be planted into my mind while I'm tossing and turning, going in and out from the sleep world, you know. It's weirdest thing, but man, I have learned a lot of lessons in my dreams and astral projecting. When I encountered my mom, when I saw my mom again, happened over a little bit over a year ago. When I had that, it wasn't, man, I wouldn't say it was a dream because that was solid, like an astral projection experience. But you know, she introduced me to some angels. She introduced me to some people that was, you know, that she knew, and that, I guess, that dimension that she was in. And I remember once again them telling me, they revealing some things to me that I thought was deep, but I didn't remember when I woke up. I just remember the feeling associated with meeting them, and I remember the conversation that my mom had with me. But other than that, and I think that would require, once again, my lifestyle to shift so that I can go deeper into my astral projection experiences. especially right now in my life, I haven't been astral projecting a whole lot, like as of lately in my life, just because my lifestyle is not that of a person who astral projects often. Some people are naturally gifted and can astral project. I think I was one of them, but talent will only take you so far. Skill, practice, and lifestyle is what takes you further down that path and will allow you to do, pretty miraculous things. Somebody, Ryan Cropper is somebody who also it came very naturally to. Respect for him, man, because he puts out some really good content. But we did a talk a while back, and the experiences that he was having, I was like, dang, bro, like I ain't never experienced anything like that. And I think that once again, I think that just goes back to him progressing further down that natural path he had, that natural talent he had, that he has, and just time, breeds deeper and more engaging experiences. What else we got on here? Hey, did hey, what up, bro? I FaceTime with man, I'm sorry, bro. I'm still getting that name down. I'm gonna call you Deef right now because did you? I think I'm saying it right. Am I saying it right? But he said, have you ever looked up urine therapy? And I have. I heard somebody talking about that before. I didn't get into it though. It just didn't speak to me at the moment. But maybe one day, like. Once again, I'm very open, man. I don't know. I know that I don't know everything. I know there's a lot of crap I don't know. So, if somebody claims that therapy with urine provides certain benefits, I am not going to shut it down. I'll hear you out, and I'll even try it and see what my results are. But it's just not something that I ever put attention on and focus. But I know what you're talking about, though. Maybe you can enlighten me a little bit more on it. Hybrid Hero says, "Do I have a PO box?" No, but I can make one. I'm probably gonna have to make one anyway, in the near future. Brianna Randa said, "Do you live in KC?" No, I don't live in KC. I live in St. Louis, but I have a cousin that lives in KC. Probably be visiting him soon. So, hey, if any of y'all live in KC, you don't live far, so I'll have to come hang out, kick it in the near future. Let's see. New Bridge, what is up, bruh? What's up, man? See you on here. What are you talking about? Oh, man, dang, all these questions popping up. Okay, hold on, let's see. I remember you talking about these music in my video. Christopher's said something about, I wonder if past lives exist and why we don't remember those lives. If we don't, wouldn't it make us unconscious? I mean, it would be like sleeping, like a sleeping stage. I'm still a student. Once again, I still have a lot to learn. So I don't, when it comes to stuff like that, I can't give solid answers. Does it make sense to me that we've had past lives? Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. Just because of when you begin to pay attention to the patterns in life, life has this revolving kind of thing going on, like everything, the circle of life, everything, there's a birth, there's a death, there's a birth, there's a death, there's all these different me's in this one reality, this one lifetime that has died and has been reborn. I've died and been reborn, been rebirthed several times in the last month, and throughout my life. And so, I think that happens on a smaller level, and I think it happens on a big level, and I think it explains why so many people come into this life with knowledge already. I feel like I came into this life, man, knowing things that some people just haven't learned yet. I feel like I came into this life already in a certain place. Like a lot of the things a lot of the lessons I've learned, I've learned them and I've absorbed them from other people, but the thing that is attracting those experiences to me is something that's deeper, and I think that thing that is attracting all these lessons that have been in my conscious mind, I think that thing that's attracting that has been here before, and I think that thing that is attracting it is a compilation of energy that has been molded and shaped and has learned lessons energetically over time throughout millennia. That goes beyond time, and it's hard to explain. But I think one great book that you guys would enjoy that talks about everything, that talks about all this kind of stuff, is Conversations with God. There's so many books on it. It's Conversations with God, book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4. Some people are going to be resistant to it because it's not like the Bible or whatever. But I'm open to all channels of information. If somebody can write a book on something and it provides value to people, I'm going to look at it. And Conversations with God has changed my life. It's been an incredible book. To me, it's a great conversation. It's like a dialogue with a man named Neil Donald Walsh, who intuitively has had a deep conversation. Was it with God? Who knows? But was it? But it came through him, and the truth and the message that is in this book is so. It resonates so deeply with me and with so many other people that it makes you think like, whoa, no, this is not of this man. This is not of this world. And so that's a great book that I highly recommend you guys check out, Conversation with God. And it gets into all that. It gets into past lives. It gets into thoughts. It gets into emotions. It gets into, society. It gets into the human consciousness. It gets into the collective consciousness. It gets into life outside of this planet. It gets into so many different things, and it's very enlightening. So I highly recommend you guys check that book out, Conversations with God. Billy said, "Hey GS, I gotta go now. Great stream. I decay where you pull so much wisdom from, but you packed the stream full of it." Hey, appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's funny, when I hopped on here, I didn't know what I was gonna talk about. I had no idea what I was gonna talk about, but there's an energy exchange happening. Okay, let's see. Ooh, there's so many. Okay. If I missed your questions, guys, I apologize. There's just a lot of questions on here right now, so just be persistent to keep throwing them up there. Let's see. Hey, Hybrid Hero, much love to you, brother. Thanks for tuning in, man. Yeah, buddy. Okay, let's see. Ooh, what an interesting question. T. Raw said, "Do your astral arms ever scratch your itches for you during meditation?" No, I have never thought about that or tried that. I'm going to have to check that out at some point. That's really cool. I'm going to think about that. Let's see. Transformation 12 said, "Do you believe in aliens?" Oh, definitely. Definitely, 100%. I mean, it's not. I don't even think it's something that you really have to believe in. I think, if you just pay attention to the patterns, there's obviously, life that that extends beyond Earth, man. And I mean, just look at all the variety of life here on Earth. Shoot, I look at some of these creatures on Earth, and it's like, y'all aliens that are just you living on Earth. Like, man, if you look at some of these creatures in the sea, you guys ever do that yet? Sometimes I pull up on Google and look at all these random fish and creatures that live in the sea, and it's like, what the heck? Like, the variety. I'm gonna wrap up here soon, guys. We'll be going on an hour and a half. Man, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. But let me wrap up with a few more of you got a few more questions here. And I think if you guys enjoyed this, man, let me know. I think what I'll do is I'll probably start doing this. I'll just start going live on Sundays instead of doing the Sunday goal checkup. So just let me know if you guys enjoy this. Jazz said, "Are you afraid of death?" Who isn't? I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm afraid of death, because it's something that's inevitable, you know, something that's going to happen at some point. So, you know, I'm accepting of it, but it does have me a little bit like, ooh, dying, oof, you know, like, because I mean, it's an, it's an experience I haven't had yet, and it's an experience that you're only going to have once, you know, like it's an interesting thing, but I'm not going to say I welcome it, but I welcome it. You know, like it's something that's going to happen one day, and I'm accepting of it. You know, do I want to die? No, I want to live this life thing out to the fullest, man. But I mean, something that's going to happen at some point. So, hey, Deanna, you enjoyed this? Good stuff. I'm happy you enjoyed it. Man, I am hungry. My stomach is just talking to me right now. My stomach's like, bruh, wrap this up. Ooh, yeah, it's doing stuff. Nothing that's good. It's cleaning. My stomach is cleaning. Tara, I'm happy you love this, man. I'm happy you enjoy it. That's awesome. I didn't know how this was gonna turn out, but I'm happy with this. This is cool. It's cool getting to engage with you guys like this, man. This is a first. Shelby, what's up, Shelby? You cannot die. Can't really be afraid to something. Yeah, I mean, and that's another thing, you know, like fear doesn't, you know, fear, you know, fear of death is also kind of irrational. I mean, because, you know, you don't really die. Like this person, who just said that? You don't really die. Who said that? Who said that? Unlost said you can't really die. So don't be afraid. Yeah, because I mean, because energy is just transferred. You know, that's one thing. Another idea from Einstein I apply to my life is like energy cannot be created or destroyed; it can only be transferred. And so, you know, to me, you know, I look at death as a transition. You know, just a transition. And you know, I know a lot of people that have died, and you know, I remember seeing their bodies laying there, and it was an interesting thought that came to me. Like my mom passed when I was 7. I remember looking at her body like. Her laying there, you know, dead, and her body dead. At least I was looking at her like that's not my mom, you know. And it was like I was so young that I didn't cry at the funeral because I kind of she didn't feel gone to me, you know, like. And so yeah, the body dies, but I guess it's hard to put into words, but it's just energy, you know. Like what I am, Gordon is my body, but when I say I'm referring to something much deeper, you know. And so, you know, the I lives on, the ego, the Gordon dies. Gordon dies one day, but you know, that's a different dynamic. Lord, did you finish Crush It? Man, I did not finish Crush It yet. I'm almost there. I said I wanted to be done with it in a week, but I have this problem with books, guys. I read a book and then I hop to a different book. And then I hop to another book. And like, I don't know if you guys can see it from here, but if you look like way back over there, I have a crap load of books. And then I have a bunch down there. I got a lot of books, man. So I hop from book to book, man. And then I buy a new book and I'm not even done with all the books. Yeah, Shelby said the same. Like she's in the middle of 12 books right now. How does that work? Hey, greetings from the Netherlands. Hey, I'm happy you enjoyed the live stream. Ariangela? Man, what a dope name. Ariangela. Oh, that's unique. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but if it's anything like that, that's dope. All right, does anybody have any got to ask questions before I wrap this up? We're going on an hour and a half. I don't want to go like too long. I'll be on here all day, you know, engaging with you guys. But anybody have any must ask questions or anything of that nature? Oh, my stomach. My stomach loud. It's loud, man. Is astral projection an external journey or an internal journey happening inside of our minds without external influences? Once again, I'm a student, still learning, don't know everything. But from my experience, my interpretation, I would say that, you know, it's all the same. We like to, the human brain likes to separate things and label things as an internal journey or an external journey, but nonetheless, it's all still the journey. I am internal and I am external. What I am is all of it. Everything is everything. Everything is everything. And everything is everything. Everything is working with everything, so I'm not going to allow my human brain to call astral projection an internal or external experience, because I believe it's all one. You know what I'm saying? Like, for things that complex, for things that require that, that kind of mindset, I allow it to be bigger than my thoughts. I like, and somebody's asked about Christianity as well. I allow God to be bigger than my interpretation, because at the end of the day, it's all going to be my interpretation. It's all going to come through the filter of my mind. And my mind is very, very young in retrospect to the entire universe. My mind is not going to be able to truly comprehend all this stuff. I'm not going to say it's not going to be able to, but at this stage, I know that I still have a lot to learn. So, when it comes to astral projection, I just let the experience be what the experience is. And I would say it does require some internal rearranging, and may also require some external rearranging, but the journey itself is just simply the journey. Does that make sense? Let's see. Are lucid dreams like looking at a TV? It depends on your level of awareness, Flying Goat. It depends on how, because okay, here's the thing. In lucid dreams, there's tiers of awareness. So you can be in a lucid dream and have a spark of awareness and live out and experience the dream at this, let's say, level 1 awareness, right? In which you're aware that you're dreaming, but you don't have a whole lot of influence on your environment, and you don't have a whole lot of influence on your abilities and your skills. So yeah, it's kind of like watching something. But as you begin to go deeper into the experience of lucid dreaming, and when your awareness begins to jump up and jump up and jump up and jump up, it goes from being this thing that you're watching to almost astral projection like, where it's very real. It's very, very real. It's very solid. And it's very, you can take your time with your thoughts and your observations. And that just requires practice. It requires repetition. It requires, once again, that certain lifestyle. Requires detachment. Requires a very still mind. And in living in such a busy world, social media, all this stuff, man, it can be very difficult to quiet that mind. I think that's a reason why a lot of you guys aren't astral projecting. You don't really, you understand the kind of mind. You understand that your mind needs to be still, but you experientially, you don't understand how still your mind needs to be. Like, it needs to be still. And but it's, once again, it's kind of an oxymoron. How can you keep awareness and take action when your mind is still? It requires practice, time. Ali OG, you're welcome. Much love. Shelby Buchanan, she said, "Thank you for sharing the time today. Must ask, what you about to eat?" I don't know. I kind of want to go to Smoothie King, actually. I wouldn't mind having a good smoothie. Man, a good smoothie with some green stuff in it. Maybe a couple bananas. That sounds good. I don't like eating solid foods during the day a lot of the time because I find that takes a lot of energy in my gut to digest. Might need to clean. I think I need to cleanse, man, because my food is taking too much energy for my body to digest lately. Let's see. I don't want to get off of here, man. You guys keep asking all of these awesome questions. You're making me think. I love how you're making me think. Um, yeah, I love how you guys. And here's something I do want to hit home before I wrap up here, man. Is I really want to expand this community. And so what I'm gonna end up doing is anybody who's interested, I'm gonna start having like little one-on-one chats with you guys and just like exchange and record it and put it on the channel. Because I want this community, I don't want it really to be centered around me. I want it to be centered around the idea of, personal evolution and collective evolution. And so my website is almost done. There's a few more things I got to do. And by the way, any of you guys that have been impacted by this video, by these videos and want to participate, on Facebook, add me on Facebook or on Instagram and send me your story. Just send me your story about your evolution and your growth. And a little bit of how these videos have impacted you, and I'll put you on my website. I'll feature you on my website, give you a shout out, put a picture of you on there, because I want this to get bigger than just me. I want this to be about evolving. I want this to be about how, hey, yo, us young people, older people, it doesn't matter, black, white, we're coming together to evolve and to better ourselves, and we're aware that, hey, we're young as a species and we have a lot to learn. And so I want to create a community centered around that. So if there's any of you that want to participate in that, let me know. I'd love to feature on my website, and I'm going to start really trying to build this community rather than just like me in front of a camera talking, so yeah. Okay, Moon Bunny. I'm just want to keep answering to y'all, like, I guess, until you guys are just not asking questions anymore. But we start off the live chat life with a bang, right? I'm just go ham. Just go ham. Yeah, I just saw that. Somebody said, Kenza, what are your thoughts on the Vegas attack? Damn, man, I saw that. I just saw that like a couple hours ago, man. That's crazy. I think that's crazy, man. But probably the same thoughts as yours. Like, it's a shitty thing that happened. The person that did it, why? I hope everybody's okay. I'm gonna pray for people. But on a deeper level, why did it happen? I think it's just this whole thing of life, man. Especially this collective dance that we're all doing. It's a thing of cause and effect, And so I think everybody should take responsibility for it happening. Everybody. I think that's one thing that I think the human race can do a lot better is taking responsibility for everything that happens to our people, that happens to us. You should take more responsibility for it. And when you take more responsibility for it, you begin to say, okay, well, is it possible that maybe an action that I took 2, 3, 4 years ago somehow let like a crappy thing that I did, is it possible that had a chain reaction all the way down to where 3 years later it helped push this Vegas thing? It helped create this. What a deep thought, right? Is there something that I did maybe 3 years ago that as a chain reaction, maybe I called somebody a shithead, and then that person called somebody else a shithead, and that person called somebody else a shithead, and that energy transferred all the way around, and it affected people in a way in which somehow it led to that. So I'm not saying, but you know what I'm saying, like, are you being the change that you want to see in the world? And if the answer is no, then somehow you were part of that. I think that's the best thing to believe, because that's the thought that's going to help make this world a better place. That's the thought that's going to see to it that things like that don't happen very often. I mean, they're going to happen for some more time, because there's still there's energy that's being transferred around the earth right now. And all these crappy things that happen in the world is just energy being transferred. You know, every event is a transfer of energy that happened, right? So, you know, it's just a matter of what energy is being transferred the most right now. And so I think people like us, all the people that are participating in this chat, we want to see the people evolve. We want to evolve ourselves. We want to live in a happy, peaceful, loving world, right? Well, it's our job to be light workers. It's our job to spread the type of energy that will heal those who feel that they need to go out and shoot up people in Vegas. Those people are just sick in a way, you know. I mean, they're hurting, and they have absorbed an energy associated with going out and doing that. So it's our job, I feel like, it's, you know, it's our responsibility to transfer an energy that does not inspire those types of actions. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. Callie Heat said, career-wise, what are you working towards? Career-wise, I'm working towards, you know, I'm a little open to a few things, but you know, I definitely want to work with people. You know, I want to do mind, body, you know, emotional, spiritual healing. You know, I want to help people integrate mind, body, and spirit in a way in which a lot of us aren't taught. I want to educate people. I want to teach people. I want to learn. So I would love to be able to set my you know, financial earnings up around doing those things, because that's where I think I'll be most valuable in the world. I'm not as valuable as a server as I am, you know, an influencer in that way, as an educator in that way, you know. And so that's what I want to do. But how to do it, I don't know yet. But all I know is it's going to work itself out. I'm going with the flow for now. Let's see. Thanks, Shelby. Much love. Much love. Much love. Thank you, Shelby. Transformation 12 said, how to quit playing video games. Destroy your game console. Destroy it. No, but seriously, sell it. Get rid of it. Don't have it in your home anymore. It's like, how do you stop eating junk food? Stop buying it. You know, it's just a decision. It's just a decision. It's a matter of focus. Where are you going to focus your mind? How have you wired your brain? Have you wired your brain so that, you know, dopamine is released every time you pick up the video game, and it becomes addicting? The brain, human beings are very addictive creatures. Anything that releases dopamine in our brains, we go back to it for more, because dopamine fuels our reward circuit in our brain. So, you know, like for some people, drugs do it. For some people, you know, like porn does it. For some people, you know, treating people crappy does it. For some people, what else? For some people, video games do it, you know? So it's like, for some people, success and achievement does that. And so you just have to rewire it in your brain through repetition to find a new reward circuit, find a new way to release that dopamine in your brain, you know? Find a new hobby or activity that releases dopamine in your brain that also is beneficial to you and your progress towards, you know, where you want to go in your life. So sell your video game or just put it up, like unplug it. If you don't want to destroy it or sell it, unplug it, you know, and bury it somewhere in your house and just leave it alone, you know. Let's see. Wow, I've been on here for almost 2 hours. This is awesome. Um, all right, I'm gonna wrap up here soon, guys. I'm gonna go hang on my pops here. At 3 o'clock, I'm gonna wrap it up. All right, so we got 10 more minutes. Okay, just heads up. I don't want to just end abruptly. So So here's a fun question. DCEP said, favorite fictional character, superhero, comic, anime. Favorite fictional character, Goku. Love Goku, man. I love Dragon Ball Z, man. I grew up on Dragon Ball Z. I don't know if any of you guys grew up on Dragon Ball Z, but I did, man. And that show, man, I get deep. I get deep on you with some Dragon Ball Z, but that show, it taught me a lot about transcendence. Taught me a lot about always aspiring toward your next best version. Love seeing, and it taught me about, you know, pain tolerance. It taught me about doing the right thing, being virtuous. Goku was he'd always do the right thing, man. Yeah, look, I'm about to go on a tangent. I know, but yeah, man, it's Goku. I love Dragon Ball Z. Taught me a lot. Let's see. Why you changed your name, bro? It said, do I have any other hobbies other than spirituality? Yeah, for sure. I love ping pong. I whoop all y'all ass into ping pong. Oh! Nah, I'm just kidding. No, but I would, though. I would. I love ping. I got a ping pong table downstairs. Love that. Really, honestly, yeah, my biggest hobby is just growing, man. Just growing. I love, you know, just growing in whatever way I can. That's just what gets me off. That's what I'm, at least for this season of my life. I also like to travel. I want to spend a lot of time in my life traveling, and so I'm gonna do that. Yeah, Moon Buddy, I'd love to answer this question. I forgot to answer it earlier. Moon Buddy says, do you have any advice for someone who has trouble connecting to God? Along my spiritual journey, I have come to this point and I'm unsure what to do. I can go many directions with that question. The first thing I'd say is, you know, all of us do it. All of us do it. But the first place to start is, what is your interpretation of God? You know, you are trying to connect to God, you say, and you're saying you're having trouble doing it. And maybe the reason is because you are projecting a certain mindset or energy onto God that is disrupting the flow of energy to you. So maybe you're projecting something onto onto the concept of God, onto, what we call God, and that's causing you to have a hard time connecting with Source. So it's causing you to have a miscommunication there. So maybe the first thing you need to address is your definition of God. Maybe you gotta, slow down on all the things you think God is, and shut up and quiet your mind, and then let it come to you. That's one thing. One thing I look at my relationship with God as something. I look at my relationship with God as a flow, as a flow of energy, as an allowing, and allowing my intuition to. I just keep a door open. I keep a door open to energy flowing. You know what I'm saying? And, so maybe you got to redefine Maybe you stop projecting so much onto God, if that makes sense. But a silent mind does the best job of picking up on wisdom, intuition, and get society's perception and thoughts out of your head, and listen to your feelings. Your feelings and emotions will always lead you back to God. That is the natural navigation system God has given you, right? That's the natural navigation system. So listen to what's going on inside of you, and when you're happy and you're feeling good, you just feel so grateful and thankful. That's a surefire sign that you're on the path in which you're absorbing, and the energy, the wisdom of God is flowing into your mind and your body in a way in which it previously wasn't. Like, God is always present, but for you to consciously experience God, there has to be some things that you have to do on your end. And so listen to your emotions. And when you feel crappy, when you feel bad, there's something in you that just needs to shift for you to be able to pick up on God in the way in which you like. I hope that resonates, makes sense. Ping pong is awesome. Michael asked me about pulling somebody other body in the astral world. Inexperienced with that, buddy. I really am. I never dove that deep into it. Once I had my own personal experiences with astral projection, it made me become more interested in the world around me, in the waking life. It piqued a curiosity in me, and it shifted my mindset, and it changed my relationship with this world around me, and it made the relationship better. So I stopped. I stopped really focusing on astral projection and trying all the stuff that you can do with it, because I'm like, man, at this point, man, because I know how energy works now, because I know astral projection has enlightened me in a way in which I know how I'm more in tune with energy and thoughts and intentions and the deeper nature of what's going on that we can't see with these eyes. It's given me a new mindset and a perspective to where I'm like, I want to create something awesome here in this physical life, man, because I think we all can relate that we spend a lot of time here, like we wake back up and we're here the majority of the time. I don't care how often I astral project, I always come back here. And so the place I'm in my life, the decision I made is I really want to get this thing called life. I want this to reflect. I want to get the same feeling that I get from lucid dreaming and astral projection for my waking life. So I'm focused on this right now. And as this begins to, turn into that, then I'll hop back into the astral world and dive deeper into the astral world, and then learn some more lessons, and like, oh, well, now what can I create here, again, so that makes sense. You vibe with that? That makes sense. There we go. Ali OG said, whenever she tries that, or he tries to, I think it's Ali, your girl. Whenever I try to astral project, I get into the paralysis state, but then my breath gets too shallow, and my mind begins racing, heart beats faster, I come out of my zone. Any tips? Keep doing it. Keep trying. Just keep trying. My first 20 times I got to sleep paralysis, that happened to me as well. But fortunately, I'm kind of lucky because growing up, I experienced sleep paralysis all the time, to the point to where, before I even knew about astral projection, to the point where I'd be in class at school experiencing sleep paralysis. And I'm like, oh, great, here we are. Hope the teacher don't call me right now because I am frozen. It happened to me so much. It happened to me a lot. And when I go to sleep at night, there was a good solid year where it happened every single night. And, you know, I was just calm with it. I was just like, well, sleep paralysis should be over here in however long, whatever. You know, and then once I learned about astral projection and what sleep paralysis meant, when I started astral projecting, I was already pretty cool and calm about sleep paralysis. So so it's kind of like I practiced way before I even attempted to astral project. So I would say you just gotta experience it, man. You gotta experience it more and get it. And the only thing that's gonna make you comfortable with sleep paralysis is being in sleep paralysis multiple times. So, and obviously, you know, meditating and breathing and staying calm and relaxed. So. Much love, much love, much love. I'm happy to help Moon Bunny. Awesome. That's cool. To you and you as well, Michael. All right, guys, it's 3 o'clock here. Like I said, I was gonna wrap up here at 3. Gotta get on over to my pop's house. Want to hang out with him for his birthday, man. Give him a little bit of love. But I'm gonna start doing this every Sunday. So yeah, guys, check out the rest of the videos I posted this week. YouTube is doing this weird thing, man, where right now it doesn't show all of the videos I upload to all my subscribers. So, you know, if you guys want to, you know, be able to tune into the content, go to my channel and hit the little bell. And when you hit that bell, it'll notify you every time a video is uploaded. For some reason, like it's weird, man. Like I got 25,000 subscribers on here, but like the videos will only get like, you know, 80 views or something, like, you know, 100 views. YouTube has changed the algorithm, and it's doing weird things to my channel. I don't know what that's about, but yeah. So yeah, hit the notification, guys. Check out the other videos I posted this week, and I have more to come. I'm gonna make a video on the sensory deprivation experience I had, and hit me up on Facebook, guys. Add me on Facebook. Go like my Let's Evolve page. I'll put a link to it, or you guys can just look on my videos. All the links are always in my description boxes. Hit me up on Facebook and Instagram, Snapchat, all that stuff, guys. And yeah, much love to you guys. Thank you for tuning in, man. Makes me feel real good. I had you guys to. My day gonna be good now. All this great energy exchange. But yeah, great way to exchange energy. But all right, guys. So until next time, much love. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day, and see y'all this week. All right. Oh, that was still on.